Hey, 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 good people, peace and prosperity. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy Sunday. I hope you have an amazing day. Now, I know that most of you are probably out enjoying your family and all of that, and you probably won't even be seeing this video until well after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Christmas, but that is okay because I just wanted to come on here really quickly to speak to some of you. So let me make sure that I have this video shared on my platform, on my regular page. The way I wanted to. Most of you are probably out enjoying your family. Okay. See, I knew. I knew that was going to happen. So let's go ahead and fix this really quickly. Okay, we're done. So awesome. Again, Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope that you are enjoying your family and all of that good stuff in the festivities. But I just came on here really quickly to remind some of my sisters. What are we doing in 2024? What are we doing in 2024? But before I get into that, I have to give such gratitude first. I actually had intended before this week, and I was like, if I didn't do it then, I thought for sure it was going to happen after Christmas, but before New Year's Day, and clearly that didn't happen either. So here we are, Christmas Eve, and I'm here to share some light, some goodness, and some excitement. You know, I've always shared that expectation is a great part of faith. Expectation is what opens up the door for you to receive what you want. Expectation is what allows for you to be at the right frequency for what it is that you want to manifest. And so, honey, get your expectations up. So I came to inspire and encourage and remind some of you of what you should be looking forward to in 2024. So, gratitude. I have to tell y'all that honestly, 2023 has been my best year thus far on so many levels. Now, if you're watching me live, go ahead and say hello, rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you're watching me from tonight. Don't be a stranger. Say hi and comment and share all that good stuff, okay? Especially if you have a sister friend or an actual sister that you said, listen, in 2024, we're leveling up. You need to go ahead and either tag them or share this video because it's going to be a blessing to them as well. Now, back to what I was saying. 2023 literally has been the best year for me thus far. I mean, I literally have grown leaps and bounds, quantum leaps, if you will. On so many different levels, and it's been exciting. It's been such a journey, but it's been an exciting journey that has allowed for me to become the woman that I always knew that I was within and still becoming her, because we have not arrived, right? It's just been levels. And on this year of me being so intentional about being good to myself, this year of me leveling up and being so certain that I was not going to tolerate anything or anyone, hello, somebody, that was not in alignment with what I wanted. And I could sit back and say, girl, you did that. I literally, y'all, I am proud of myself. I don't know that I've been that more proud ever in my life. And it's not because of a monetary growth or reward. It's not because of someone giving me something. It's not because of a relationship. It's literally because I kept my word to myself. I need y'all to hear that. I am literally proud of myself because I kept my word to myself. December of 2022, literally a year ago this time, I said to myself, in 2023, it's going to be all about me. 2023, I am taking care of me. And let me tell you why I came to that place. I came to that place because I was so burned out. Hello, somebody. I was burned out. I was tired and I was stressed and didn't even know it. That's the crazy part. Like, hey, queen. Yes, keep your word to yourself, honey. I was literally stressed out and didn't know how stressed out I was. I was in toxic environments. My throat chakra was all kinds of blocked, honey. It was just like, whoo, child. We'll eventually get to that point sometime. maybe next year. But baby, when I tell you that I was stressed out, I was burned out, I had made so many sacrifices, and I was looking at the end of the year and I was like, where's the reward? Like, I sacrificed all of this. I tolerated certain things that I should not have tolerated. And I sat back and said, for what? Like, have you ever been in that place in your life where you've put in so much work, you've been there, you've done all of the things, and you look back and you're like, what has this gained me? And the problem is, we hang around too often in places with people, and we literally carry on things that aren't serving us anymore. We carry on thoughts that don't serve us anymore, relationships that don't serve us anymore, and we do it for false loyalty. Child, y'all are loyal to folks that ain't loyal to you. I'm gonna sip on that, baby. Cheers. Y'all are loyal to folks and things that are not loyal to you. And I learned that the hard way. You hear me? The hard way. So all of that comprised laying in my room and even at a doctor's office, y'all. I was stressed the heck out, okay? Only to find out nothing was wrong with me but being stressed. I said, oh no, baby. We are not ever doing this again. I said 2023, I become my priority. Some of y'all need to say that out loud. You might need to go ahead and text it as well. You need to go ahead and type in the chat, I am becoming my priority. I am my priority. Period, queen. Period. And so I made that vow to myself. And literally, I walked it out all 2023. Even when it was uncomfortable, when I tell you, I literally stepped out of my comfort zone in so many different areas, but I'm glad I did because I knew. Remember, I've been preaching to y'all about the same thing for a long time. And I'm always going to tell you what I live, not what I read, not what I heard, but I tell you what I live. And what I live is often backed up off of something that I've read and studied because I do it, right? And so I made myself uncomfortable. I knew that if I wanted a different version of myself, I had to do things that were uncomfortable. I had to put myself in situations that were uncomfortable, but would literally make me grow. I've met people that I would have never met before had I not gotten out of my comfort zone. I said no to people when I actually meant to say no. Prior to that, I had said yes a whole lot of times when I knew I shouldn't have said yes. I overextended myself to people and to things because I wanted to make sure that someone else was good. I wanted to make sure an assignment was done because if I didn't do it, it wouldn't get done. Y'all ever tell yourself stuff like that? Well, if I don't do it, who's going to do it? They're going to find somebody. They're going to make sure it gets done. The problem is people are relying on you now because they know you'll say yes. But the truth of the matter is, let you say no. Oh, they're going to make sure it gets done. Even if that means it gets done not at the highest level that you would have executed it at, but they're still going to get it done. Why? Because they're loyal to themselves before they're loyal to you, which is why you have to make yourself your priority. I said, oh no, Empress is the priority. Empress is the priority, and she has been. I am not closing my throat chakra for anyone. In fact, just saying that proves it because I know some people are uncomfortable. I got some saints that either watching now or hiding because, they be watching on the low, right? What's she talking about that throat chakra? What's she saying? Baby, I don't care. As I sip my wine, it's very evident that I've become a different person. And it's far beyond my physical appearance because obviously that's clear that I look different. But the only reason why I can look so different is because I became so different within. Who you are within, who you are spiritually, is what shows up. Which is why some of you don't understand why you're doing all this physical work, while you're doing all the things, whether that's in your business, the workplace, all the things outside, but you haven't taken the time to actually deep dive within yourself to make the changes within, to heal, to address certain things, to do all of the work. And you're like, well, why am I not really succeeding? Why am I not happy? Because you didn't do the inside work. So I said 2023, I was going to do that. And when I tell you I've been living my life like it's golden, you could call me Jill Scott. Because I've been living my life like it's golden. So much so, I was talking to my sister today, and I was like, I need to start showing what I'm doing. And it's so weird for me because you guys remember, I have been an internet marketer and a social media influencer before that was a thing. Okay? Before being an influencer was an actual real thing, I was that. So I have literally been doing this for like, I think almost 15 years now. So I did a lot of posting, a lot of sharing and all of that throughout the years. And 2023 was literally the year that I shared the least ever. I have so much content in my phone, it makes no sense. Like, it literally, makes no sense. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna post it. I still haven't posted stuff. Like, I have so much to post, and my goal is to try to get everything out before the new year. But baby, if it doesn't get there before the new year, it is what it is. Y'all will eventually get it. But when I tell you I have been living, that in of itself is so amazing to say. And I'm sharing this with you all because I know there are so many of you that are going to watch this or are currently watching this that are living in that life that you feel like you're in bondage. You feel like you're not fully living to your best capabilities. You don't feel like you're enjoying life the way you can. And I know because I was there, and that's why I'm sharing with you, because I literally started living this year. I had, things were pretty good, for me, but I did not live the way I wanted to. I did not have the experiences that I wanted to have. I was so caught up to a certain schedule of doing things and being tied into assignments and different people and different things that I was not enjoying life. There were personal goals that I had for myself that I was not executing because I was too focused on either, building a business or helping somebody else with their vision and trying to be chosen by that person. And it's like, wait a minute, where are you in the equation? Like, where are you, sis? And so when I made a decision to make myself first, I said, I'm going to enjoy life. I want to be free. I don't want to have any beliefs of what has kept me back. Because, well, I don't know what people will think if they see me do this. Well, I don't know how that stands with my Christian background. Well, I don't know if it looks like this. What? Bye. Bye, Felicia. Bye to all the thoughts that kept me in a place that did not allow for me to live the way I wanted to actually live, in true freedom, in true happiness, in total joy. It reminds me of the scripture where Jesus tells the people that you've made your traditions of no effect because you made the word of no effect because of your traditions. I had to really unlearn, relearn, and learn new things to be able to literally start loving the life that I now live. If he came that I would have life and have it more abundantly, why am I not feeling that way? Right. And even when I would talk about that before, there was still a limitation to what that looked like in my mind, be it consciously and subconsciously. So I said, well, what would it look like if I just went for it? If I just said, you know what? Let's just go. Now, you know me, I'm always going to be a firm believer in investing in myself. I had coaches. I had groups that I paid for to be in that I'm still in. There were books that I was buying, courses that I was listening to, because I knew that if I wanted something different, not only did I have to get the different information, but I had to be around the people that were doing something different, that were living the life that I wanted to live. And when I started seeing that, baby, when I tell you my faith grew, this is the thing about life. Life is all about principles. And principles carry over to every area of your life. So the same principles that I use to build my business, to build relationships with people, confidence, all of that in my spirituality are the same literal principles that I use to live my best life. The same principles that I use to go on dates with multimillionaires and high six-figure men. Oh, yeah, we get into that tea too, baby. I'm not telling you what I read. I'm telling you what I live. And for many of you, you're so stuck in your masculine energy that you don't know how to receive, and you don't even believe that you don't believe that you deserve to be in certain relationships. You don't deserve that. You don't believe you deserve to be treated a certain way, or you don't believe it could happen for you. And because you don't believe that, and because you're not open to receive it, it doesn't come. So it's not that God's not answering your prayers. And y'all, I was going to do a video on this, and I'm still going to, on why Christian women are still single. Oh my gosh, baby. We have been indoctrinated with so much foolery, which is why we're still single. And a lot of people are not going to like what I have to say. And baby, if you don't, just scroll on by. I'm just not talking to you. I'm just not talking to you, okay? But to the ones, that's why, like this year, I haven't tried to sell. Like I wasn't doing any of that. I couldn't even when I wanted to start working with people, I couldn't because I was like, even though my heart was like, oh, I want to do this group, I want to, like, no, this is still about you. This is still about you living your life. You hold on, you could come for them a little later. And that's the truth. I tried. I can't tell you how many times I tried. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna release the Empress Academy soon, and no, it wasn't time. I feel like maybe towards mid next year, I'll be able to get my Harriet Tubman on, and the reference I make by that is coming back for you all. But right now, nope. Stay connected though. Stay tuned so you know when it's coming. But right now, it's like, no, this is still me living my best life. And 2024 it's going to be even that much greater. Like I feel like 2023 was the introductory for me of being able to live and be open to new ideas and having fun and really enjoying life. But 2024, baby, some of y'all just gonna need to go ahead and unfriend me right now. Some of y'all need to go ahead and block me now because you're just gonna be too disgusted. You're not gonna be able to handle it. Because I'm telling you, 2024, different dimension. I'm going to have my dream body in 2024. Like 2023 was about losing all the weight I needed to lose and get to my goal weight. But 2024, oh, we are creating that baby the way she needs to be created. 2024, I tell my sister today, I'm like, I think I'm gonna become an athlete. Like, I was gonna text my crew today, my Muay Thai trainer, and be like, crew, I think I want to start fighting next year. Like, I think I want to train and start sparring next year. Like, it's going to be a totally different dynamic. And I've already sensed, it's not just what I want, but I've sensed where I'm going. And that's the thing, when you are in tuned spiritually, you can start seeing and feeling where you're about to go. And that's the beautiful thing also about being tapped into your divine feminine. You feel God within you telling you where it's going to go, like what's going to happen. And you flow based off of that. And that was an issue before that I had where I would do things because I needed to do it for the most part, but yet the fluidity of the feminine was not there. It's like, okay, well, I have to do this, I have to do that, so let me get it done. But when you are intuitive and you're leaned in and letting God flow in, you're like, nope, that's not ready. That's exactly why I was able to not push to release my program and all that. I was supposed to have a retreat this year. I didn't do any of that. It wasn't the time for it, right? It wasn't the time for it. So I started feeling what 2024 is going to look like for me, the things I'm going to be doing, and how I can see me being able to work with more people then, right? But I did want to do this video because I want those of you that's going to watch this, those of you that will watch this, that know that 2023 was not it for you. Now, it might have been good. Like my 2023 was good. Like I told you all, it's been my best life, my best year thus far. But 2024, by God's grace, is a totally different dynamic. And that's what it needs to be for you. And so, I'm still a coach by nature. I'm still a teacher by nature. So I have assignments for you. I want you to really write down, and I don't even think I want you to write it like on your phone. I want you to type it. I want you to actually write it down. What do you want your life to look like in 2024? Specifically, if you are a single woman. If you are a single woman, what do you want 2024 to look like? Now, for a lot of you, you're going to say that you want to be married. And the truth is, some of you do not need to be married next year. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, for me, 2023, I thought that I wanted to be married like the beginning of the year. Like I did my vision board. I have it on my phone and everything. And I was like, oh, my husband. And no. I'm having fun. This is going to mess up a lot of y'all theology right now. Some of that Jezebel. I truly don't care. No, I didn't want to date. I'm sorry, I didn't want to get married this year. I thought I did, because that's what we've been taught for so long. I thought I really wanted to know. I needed to date this year. And for the people that are so ignorant to think that dating means having sex with people, you're so off. That does not mean that at all. Dating literally means that. Dating. Going on dates with people. Okay? I literally needed to date. And the truth is, if you know how to date properly, it is an amazing tool in your personal development. And this is what a lot of people don't know. If you date properly, it is an amazing tool for your personal development. And when done right, you grow as an individual, not just in the area of knowing what you want in a mate, in a husband, but how you as an individual can grow. A lot of you think that you've been healed from things, but the truth is, the only reason why you think that is because nobody's checking for you. The reason why you think that you are so abstinent is because ain't nobody checking for you. Thank you, Queen. I hope you're sharing. Y'all need to go ahead and share this live stream and free some people. You don't know how disciplined you are until you are faced with the opportunities and temptation to go ahead and break loose, if you will. When you have eligible bachelors that can change your life and you're attracted to, and you can still say no. Hello, somebody. So y'all not gonna like this, but I'm gonna share it anyhow. You're not as, some of you are not as kept as you think until you're actually given the opportunity to go left. And I can say that I am fully proud of myself for being able to say no. And I can say no because I know my morals, my principles, my values, what I'm worth. And I know that there's an abundance out there. See, that's the thing you have to realize. When I used to talk to you about abundance, most of the time I would reference that with business in your life, but there's an abundance also in dating. And if you're so stuck to listening to the statistics of other people and you don't raise your level of consciousness to believe for that, you're only going to receive and only going to attract the dusties. Baby, ain't nobody got time for no dusties. And trust me, dusties could come in millionaires and high six-figure earners as well. Don't get it twisted. You have to know there's an abundance of what you desire, but also be willing to keep your standards high to where you do not give anything to anyone that does not serve you and where you're going and what you desire. Like I said earlier on, the principles go everywhere in life. The same way that I was disciplined in building businesses, the same way I could be disciplined with the wrong man, Jesus, my God, today. The same way I was so adamant about building somebody else's vision. The same way I wanted to be chosen to be somebody else's wife. When it would be easy to cut me off for no reason. Baby, that same energy put towards the right direction, baby, makes a world of a difference. Because now when I tell you I'm being treated the way I'm supposed to be treated, baby, actually, to be quite honest with you, right before I went live, I tell you no lie, right before I went live, I had a nice little cash app by someone that said, hey, baby, Merry Christmas. Go ahead and take care of yourself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. No, seriously. Why? Because I set the standard. I show people how to treat me based off of how I treat myself. I teach people how to treat me based off of my standards. My standards don't change for anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many assets you have. I don't care that you're wearing an AP watch. I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care. If you're not going to treat me the way I want to be treated, and if you're not going to align with my lifestyle and my goals, we have nothing to talk about. And that's how a lot of you need to get. Like, be so real about you. And it's the crazy thing, especially if you're someone who's an empath and you're someone that's a giver and you're used to giving, oftentimes it's hard for you to receive. And that's a lot of your masculine, okay? You need to learn how to get into your feminine energy and receive. And that takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of affirmations. Another thing that I did this year that I was so consistent with that I have never done before as consistently as I have this year was saying my affirmations. Literally every day, several times a day, whenever I would see a certain time on my clock, on my watch, I said my affirmations like clockwork. And when I tell you that it has been bringing me what I needed to bring, it really has. And some of you need to do that. So back to the assignment. You need to write down what you want your life to look like in 2024, especially in your dating life if you are someone who is single. Because like I said before, a lot of us Christian women have been single for so long and it's our fault. Like, God has nothing to do with it. We out here waiting on God. Nah, son. God has been waiting on us. What did Jesus say? He said, it is finished. Everything was finished at the cross. But you know what happened? We let other people tell us. And it's crazy because you know what? I'm being so transparent with y'all. But this is also proof of growth. I have 2 number 1 best-selling books. My number 1 best-selling book, I have, I think, like maybe 4 copies here in my house that I wanted to give away. And a great part of me didn't want to give it away because there are so many things that I don't agree with anymore. And while I know that it will bless somebody in their stage now based off of where I was when I wrote it, who I am today makes it hard to even give it away. Now, mind you, this book is still blessing people now because people still buy it now. Years later, I still get royalties for those books. Okay. But in all honesty, the woman who I am today, with the understanding that I have today, I've recognized that we have so much more that we have to do when it comes to our spiritual or relationship life. And for so long, you've been waiting on God, and you do nothing but go to your job, go to church, and come home. And that's it. Let me tell you what's really crazy that I found. I have attracted more Christian men, more men of God, even pastors, now that I'm not checking for them like that. Let me be real honest with you. Now that I really don't even want to be with pastors and all that, they're like everywhere. I'm like, what in the world? You know why? Because I actually put myself out there. I actually decided to do more than my business, more than just going to church. And guess what? They want your girl. And the truth is, a lot of you would find that same thing if you were actually doing more than going to church and going home and going to work. And all of this that I'm saying starts first on a spiritual level before it ever comes forth in the natural. I made a decision. And with my decision, it allowed me to have my expectations somewhere, which then led me to have certain actions, which also allowed for me to start doing certain things that would naturally bring certain people, certain opportunities my way. And also, to be honest, it's also the law of detachment, because I detached myself from being with just that type of person, which then opened up the floodgates for many of them to come and find me. I'll probably do this in another video. But even that whole find me part, he that finds a wife. You know, we love that one. Give the saints a he who found a wife, found a good thing, which is true. But there's a comma to that. I'm going to tell you what a comma is. Because in this he who found a wife, we really don't believe that there's nothing else that we could do. We really just think that we just need to pray and that God is going to make them come. And there are certain people who have had similar situations where that was their story, where they happened to go to church and they just met the person and God said that's the one and it worked out. Praise God for them. But the truth is that's not the majority of the time. In fact, there was a study done. And in the study that was done, church was like the third or fourth place that people actually met their spouse. Okay? Now, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Let's talk about some of the women in the Bible that preachers love to preach about, especially in a good singles retreat. Because they're going to tell you about Ruth and Boaz. Are they not? Ruth and Boaz is a perfect example of strategic dating, of strategically finding your husband. Y'all not going to hear this. He will find a wife. Ruth made sure she was found. Somebody need to type that in the chat. Ruth made sure she was found, but not only did she make sure she was found, she made sure she was found by her target. Come on, somebody. She made sure she was found by her target. She needed a rich man that's going to take care of her and her ex-mother-in-law. She needed him to be an older man because he needed to have what she needed him to have. And then she positioned herself by that rich man, she knew what to do to get his attention, and then boom, bullseye. But you're just trying to go to church and go home and go to work. been intentional in my dating life. Nothing is by accident. I've been intentional. And while I have put myself in certain environments to attract the type of men that I actually want to date, even when I haven't done the physical work to be around them, because I've done the spiritual work, they still find me. They still find me. It's like, oh, wow. Okay. Like, where did this millionaire come from? Because I did the work spiritually. Oh, I see we got a hater. Who's a hater with an angry emoji? Oh, they mad. Poor baby. Poor baby. And so for that reason, Ruth got what she wanted. And her and Naomi were well taken care of. The assignment, write down what you want your life to look like. Now, I want you to write also, what have you been consistently doing to create that? And if it's nothing, say that. Be real with yourself. Like, you can't lie to anybody but yourself. Don't do that. What have you been doing to create that? And then I want you to write what you are willing to do to create that. Are you willing to go out? Are you willing to go to places that you haven't gone? Are you ready and willing to go to the nicer areas in town? Are you ready to join certain social clubs? Are you ready to get a coach? What are you ready to do to make that happen? Are you ready and willing to get a matchmaker? Are you willing and ready to go on an app? Like, what are you willing to do to create that? You have to write it down, but you have to be real with yourself. Are you really going to do it? Now, in addition to that, I want you to write what will make you feel uncomfortable. Out of the things you just mentioned that you're willing to do, which of those things make you feel uncomfortable? Which of those things make you feel uncomfortable? And ask yourself why. Is it because of what you've been taught? Is it because you don't have the confidence yet? What is it that makes you uncomfortable? And then I would like for you to write how you're going to affirm yourself so that when you build yourself up to do it even when you're afraid and even when you're uncomfortable. And you're going to break this down. For some of you, you may have to break it down in quarters. The first quarter of the year, you work on this. The second quarter, you work on this. But one thing that you must do is be committed to the process. There were many times this year where I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm over it. I am over it. I don't want to do this. This doesn't make any sense. I'm tired of encountering this. This is not what I want. This is if this even working, like, is this working for me at all? Like, what's going on? But you must be committed to the process because it always pays out. And this is what you have to remember as well. For most of that are watching this, you have literally been the way you are your entire life, which then means you have seeds that have been sown for years. And those seeds that have been sown for years are what bring you the current harvest that you have. So with that same thinking, you have to understand that as you're making this shift and you're evolving and doing things differently, you have to consistently sow the seeds to reap the harvest. And the sooner you're able to have that understanding, the sooner you're able to commit to yourself in your process, and the sooner you believe that it's going to work out for you either way, the sooner you're able to receive what you actually want. For many of you, you have to be real about what you desire, what you deserve, and be non-negotiable about that. Non-negotiable, even if that means no one is checking for you for a while. Because I had that moment too. I was like, well, dang. I remember talking to my sister. I was like, I don't know, like, are my standards too high? Because you're all going to go through that moment of weakness, okay? You're going to have that little moment of weakness that's like, dang, well, maybe I am a bit too much. And no, you're not. No, you're not. You're just going through your process. And you're also just putting the work in. And all of this builds up your character. All of this builds up the work, which is not always easy. In the same fashion that I can tell you that this year has been my best year thus far, there have always been challenges, right? There have also been major life shifts that have happened. But it does not negate the beauty of what I've accomplished this year. From the fact that I've lost almost 100 pounds this year. What? Baby. The fact that I've literally gone places I would have never gone to before. Spoken to people that the things that I've done this year, I was like, girl, you really did that. Like, did you really just, and did. My identity has shifted to even when my name has changed. And that's not just like some facade or no. I became someone else. If you look throughout the Bible, every time an identity had to be shifted, a word had to be manifested or promised from God, they received a new name. They received a new name. Abram became Abraham. Sarai became Sarah. Right? Jacob became Israel. There were so many name shifts that took place. Saul became Paul. Some of you need to change your name. Because who you've been under that name does not suit you. I'm talking better than y'all saying amen. And you see that as you progress. And I promise you, it's so amazing because everything happens in our mind, right? Literally. People don't understand how our thoughts are energy and how they literally create. This is a scientific fact. Even that's why the Bible tells you to think of whatever is pure, holy, or virtue, and of good report. Right? Because what you think comes about. Even as you change your identity, people literally start to gravitate to that. And they'll treat you as such. From strangers to people you actually know. They will treat you as such. In fact, I'm even bold enough to say that they're waiting for you to change to treat you a different way. Now, don't get it wrong. There'll be many who won't come with you. I've lost some people this year in my life. And I don't mean I lost them as in they died. They're very much alive and well. But they were not destined for my ascension. They were cool with Sharita. They were not ready for Empress. They weren't supposed to be there. And that's hard for me, if I'm honest. That was definitely really hard for me. Because I'm the type of person that I hold tight to relationships. And I have a very small, tight-knit circle. So if I let you in, it's like that TikTok. Once we locked in, ain't no switching up. Like, it's hard to switch up. Until I cut you off, though. So the fact that a couple of strong relationships in my life changed this year was a challenge. I was like, dang, really? Wow. But because I also valued myself so much, I didn't go chasing after them. Like, oh, well, this is what it is. I understand that everything has a season. And I choose to find a silver lining in everything. And I say to myself, well, you know what? They were needed for that season. I learned what I need to learn, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. I honor that season for what it was. And now I make way and open myself up to who and what is supposed to come to me now. And I met some cool people this year. I've had some new relationships that built up this year. That was like, wow, I didn't even think that would happen. And I'm grateful for it. So, ladies and gents, 2024 is literally like a little over a week away. Thank God we made it. Thank God we made it. Thank God. And strategically figure out what you want 2024 to look like, especially in your love life. Because the truth is this: had I had this understanding years ago, I would have been married a long time ago. Like, for real. Like, I would have been married a long time ago. I wasn't waiting on God. God was waiting on me. Like, that's facts. A lot of you are single right now. You shouldn't even be single. But you're single because you had the wrong understanding. And you were stuck in your house. And thought that God was going to send him from, I guess, the mailman. I don't know. The whole thing that makes no sense. But I digress. I digress. And I'm glad that I gave myself the grace to not try to be in a relationship, to try to force that. Like, oh, that's my husband. No. I've had so much fun dating. And I know we don't talk about dating in the Christian world because if he's not your husband, why are you doing it? I have a different stance on that now. I think that you can be very intentional in your dating. Because I talked about standards earlier on. That doesn't change. But a lot of you think you want a certain type of thing and it's not true, but you don't know any different. So it's what you go by. And the proof is in the pudding because the divorce rate in Christian households are just as high as in the world. So what does that tell you? Because all you thought was that he needed to be saved. Okay? And you're going to meet him at church. And y'all love Jesus. And you'll be happily ever after. And you realize that's not it. I'm just saying. I promise you. I said that this year, I have fun dating. And next year, I'll get engaged. And maybe even married. But I wanted time to date. And who knows? I might want to date all up until like mid next year. Who knows? And then when I'm ready to get engaged and married, it'll happen because I choose to. We have more power than we believe we actually have. And when you realize that, you get to see how things shift and happen for you. Because when it's time for me to get married, it'll be a quick work. I've said that for years, right? But I have to want it. Like right now, I don't want to be married. I didn't want to be married this year. And I won't want to be married probably until the end, mid to end next year. Who knows? I know a lot of people not gonna be in alignment with this, but hey, it's my truth. And if some of y'all were real with yourselves, you realize it. The personal development that happens in these instances, when you get to really put your faith to the test and your desires to the test, you would have never known that had you not dated. But I digress. But if you are a woman that, especially a woman of color, that really wants to experience love, really want to experience what it's like to be treated like a queen, treated like a princess, you really have to make the decision to have that, number one. Number two, open up your options. Because a lot of us are sitting here trying to be loyal to people. I said it early on, that ain't loyal to you. You want him to look a certain way, baby. But it's that thought serving you. I open my horizons. You'd be surprised what's out there. You'd be surprised on how you can actually be treated if you would change certain things about your thinking and being open to receive. Being open to receive. And I'll probably do this another video, but people don't even, people on this Western world here in America really don't even know what marriages and dating, well, there's no dating technically in the Bible, but they don't even really know what those relationships look like. People get mad at like age gap relationships now, but they don't realize that like just about every relationship in the Bible was an age gap relationship. And they get mad. I'm like, why are you mad? And that's because people don't study to show themselves approved. So they have no idea. Y'all out here talking about Ruth and Boaz. Did you know how much older Boaz was than Ruth? Like, he literally could have been her father. But I digress, y'all. Now, I'm not telling you have to do that. But I'm just saying, study. Study to show yourself approved. Don't just go based on what someone has told you. And that's what happens. So you have what someone's taught you in your mind. And so, hello, her grandfather. Exactly. But y'all see a young girl with an older man now, like, oh, she's just a gold digger. Oh, she's a sugar baby. Oh, yeah, I guess y'all didn't read y'all Bible then. Y'all ain't read your Bible. Y'all have no idea what Eastern culture looks like. But I digress. Study show yourself approved. Don't study the word based off of what someone has told you. Study it with openness. Read it for what it is. Then you go get your Strong's Concordance. Then you go study the culture and see what you're actually reading, as opposed to what you think you're reading. And then you now pray and allow God to lead you. I'm just saying. Now, of course, I'm not going to tell all y'all all the tea on here. But when the Empress Academy does officially launch sometime next year, I'm gonna be sharing a whole lot of stuff. And the truth is, I'm gonna be real honest with you. Most of y'all that have been following me are not even gonna be about that life. Most of you will not even be there'll be a, what's the word I want to use? A qualification process to be a part of that coaching group. And a lot of women will not. If you are one of those women that are not about having a growth mindset, nor ready to develop and challenge your thoughts, you will not be approved to be in this group. If you are super religious, you will not be able to be a part of that group at all. Exactly, girl. It's so different. And if you're not ready, just keep scrolling. You just keep scrolling, because I'm not talking to you. I'm going to be very intentional about who I'm talking to. I know exactly what type of woman I am talking to and who will be a part of that group. Because the woman is tired. She did everything right. She was a good girl her whole life. She did what everybody told her to do. She thought she did what the Bible told her to do and was off. And she realized, I am where I am in my life right now, and I'm not happy. And it's nobody's fault but me. You can't blame God. You can't blame anybody, even if there were people that you could point the finger at. Why? Because at the beginning and end of the day, you choose how you move forward. If I was in a relationship or situationship for 3.5 years, that's on me. If I was in a narcissistic environment, that's on me. Because the moment I see those people's action and I choose to stay, that's my fault. Now, what they did to me may not be my fault, but staying in that is my fault. When I say yes, when I really want to say no, that's my fault. So you can't start crying and saying that people are misusing you and abusing you, or they use me, and you let that happen. hard conversation. This is part of the work. This is part of the way we want to talk about. Oh, I built all these things for people and I sacrificed and they just slept. Well, you could have said no. This is the conversation that I had with myself. Well, you stayed. Like, you knew when you should have left. You knew you said yes when you wanted to say no. And you said no when you wanted to say yes. That's nobody's fault but yours. Accountability. If you do not have accountability in life, you will never make it as far as you can. You have to learn to stand up for yourself. That was one of the things. When I was working with my mentor, Les Brown, and we were working on my signature talk, and I came up with my hustle, and hustle is an acronym. And the S in hustle was for standing up for yourself. And we came together and we were writing that. And I was like, yeah, stand up for yourself. Almost my entire life, I did not stand up for myself. I was covering other people that I loved, family members, relationships. Well, I don't want people to think this about them, so I won't tell the whole truth. Or I'll just keep it. Stand up for yourself. If you don't stand up for yourself, 99% of the time, no one else is going to do it for you. And even if they do, it won't be to the level of what you can do for yourself, because no one can be you. What is it that you really want? And why are you bending on that truth? If you want a certain type of man, why are you entertaining one who can't bring you that life? Maybe let me tell you something. My sister and one of my friends can tell you, I don't bend. I don't bend. Like, if I know what I want and I tell you what I want, and you're like, oh, that's too much, or that's this, much success to you on your journey. I've typed that so much that my phone has it as an autocorrect. Much success to you on your journey. The art of goodbye. The art of detachment. May the Lord keep watch. The benediction has been said. Hello, somebody. So, with that being said, I said I was not going to be on here long. How am I on here for almost an hour? But I guess I missed this because y'all, I used to be the one that would be live several times a day. I've probably gone live this year maybe 5 times. That goes to show you the shift that has happened with me. I think I've gone live like maybe 5 times this year. And this has been the longest live in my whole 2023. Praise God. Thank you, Queen. Yes, sis, let's go. Like, I have a heart. Y'all don't understand. Like, I have such a heart to see you all win because so many of you were like me. And this year has opened my eyes so much. And I'm like, are you serious? Was I really in this box was this really all my fault the whole time? Was I really limiting myself this whole time? I'm like, what? I can't wait to tell y'all the tea in the group. I just can't wait because, baby, I can't wait. Because we are sleeping on so much. We're sleeping on so much and we don't even know it. And you know why you don't know it? Because you're still stuck in that little same circle. That little box. It's all you know. I had to come out of that box. And I said, wait. Well, I can't wait to share with y'all. I really can't wait to share with y'all because, baby, it's a whole new ball game. Like what Nikki say, it girls, and we ain't playing tag. When you become the it girl, baby, and what I mean by the it girl for you, every single one of you, if you don't have it, you should create what the it girl looks for you. What is the highest version of yourself? What does she look like? And I don't just mean aesthetically. I mean, what does she look like as a whole, her personality? Like, where does she go? Where does she frequent? Like, what kind of stores does she shop at? How do people treat her? Where does she live? What does she do? What kind of books does she read? How many times does she pray a day? Does she go on meditation retreats? Does she go on women? Like, what is her life? What is her life? And I don't care what money you have in your bank account or don't have. You can start doing those things right now to align yourself with who she is. And the more you do that, the more opportunities come. I promise you. I'm telling you what I live. I'm telling you what I live. And I'm so grateful to God. I am so grateful to God for who I've become this year. How my eyes have been opened this year. And how 2024, baby, call me Fat Joe, because we going all the way up. 2024 is a year of extreme luxury. Like dream life luxury. Like it started for me this year. But next year, I'm talking about, I ain't gonna spill the tea here. I'm not gonna do it. I did all that stuff before for myself. So I know what it's like to be the independent woman. I know what it's like to build my own businesses. I know what it's like to make my own money. I know what it's like to be in my masculine. I know what that's like. And guess what? I decided 2023, but definitely 2022 towards the end, like the 2020, like December 2022, but definitely February of 2023. Oh, I said, oh no, we're not doing that no more. Oh no. I said all the gifts and talents, the skill sets that God has given me, oh, I'm going to let that rest in my femininity and let the men of God, let him go ahead and take care of me. Ooh, it's going to mess up a whole lot of y'all. But it's going to free a lot of you too. Because I know a lot of you watching right now are strong, independent women. You own your own businesses. I'm not even going to call no names. And you're tired. How about that? You're tired. That whole boss babe, that whole feminist movement is not for us. And what I mean is not for us. It was not intended to be something that you had to rely on. I am all for women being able to be independent on their own, to make their own money and know how to do that. But I am also very much in you living a life that is catered by someone else. Hello, somebody. I want to be able to be like, oh, my husband is taking care of that. Oh, I have to check with my husband because my husband just bought me a new G-Wagon. Oh, that's me. Mm-hmm. If y'all don't know who Arlene Bugs is, I need you to go to Instagram and find Arlene Bugs. She is like my role model. You talk about living a soft life? You talk about living a soft life? Baby, I follow a lot of women that live that life. And I'm in groups with women. You could be working hard if you want to. More power to you, sis. But I retired. I retired from all of that, baby. And now, my gifts and talents, I'll use when I want to. My businesses that I'll run and start is because I want to, not because I have to. Because my husband has created a safe space for me and is fully providing for me to where I do things out of my purpose, out of my desire, not because I need to. My life is fully funded by my man, by my divine masculine man, by my husband. Yeah, that's me. I'm talking to my husband about that. All that masculine energy, that super independent woman, I'm not her, honey. We left her somewhere back there. That's not me. My skills and talents will now help him and his vision, his purpose, his business, but it doesn't even have to. That's a beautiful thing. When you are with a divine masculine man, he's not waiting for you to be that guy. He's already that guy. And whatever you come as is just the icing on the cake, is the cherry on top. He doesn't need you to build. Ooh, child, I'm getting into some other stuff. This is not what I'm came here to talk to y'all about today. Because some of y'all need to go ahead and build. Not me. Some of you are probably watching this like, who is she? What happened to Sharita? I'm Empress, baby. I am Empress. And the Empress has come to share and set free a lot of queens and bring them into their empire of femininity, their empire where they're able to be both empresses, yet be treated like a princess by their man. With that said, good ladies, thank you so much for rocking with me. If this has been a blessing to you, go ahead and comment, share with somebody. You might know somebody that wants to hear this information, but you know that if you tag them, they'd be like, why you put me out like that? Just go ahead and send it to their inbox. Just call and say, girl, you need to go ahead and watch Empresses Live. Because, we have that, I have some friends that are like, we'll text each other. Girl, you need to watch this. It's okay. There is no judgment here, baby. There is no judgment here. As long as you get what you need and you make the decision that's going to aid you with living the life that you're supposed to live, I'm here for it. I am here for it. And I'm excited for you. Hopefully, those of you that watch this and watch it in its totality, you actually do the assignment that I gave you all. Because that assignment, if you actually do it, can literally change your life. And I give that to y'all for free. That can literally change your life. Many of you, especially watching from my personal page, you see how my life has changed this year. And you only got in a snippet. Because I haven't even shared with you all the things. I have so much stuff on my phone. I've just been busy living that I haven't posted anything, really. But if y'all really knew how I was living, baby, you'd be bugging me like, when is this Empress Academy coming out, girl? We need this now. We need this now, Empress. Soon come. But in all sincerity, I love you all. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy New Year. If I don't come back to show or share with you until after New Year, Happy New Year. Set your intentions, ladies. Be excited. Be grateful you made another year. Regardless of what 2023 looks like for you, God's grace allowed you to make it thus far. Learn what you needed to learn. Set intentions and true steps to get you into 2024 the way you want it to. And I promise you'll be happy. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Until next time, only believe until the end. Peace and prosperity. Bye.